Live, Tulsa's 24-hour news source continues. This is Channel 2 News Nightcast.
President Bush spends Thanksgiving on the front lines in Saudi Arabia and praises America's soldiers.
A local man counts his blessings today as he gets a second chance to learn to read.
And it was a holiday to remember for the Army medics recently called up from Broken Arrow. Good evening, I'm Jerry Weber.
And I'm Karen Keith. Army medics recently activated under Operation Desert Shield are 33 hours from being shipped out of their Broken Arrow headquarters.
Members of the 145th Medical Company leave for initial duty at Fort Sill, but most think it won't be long before they're sent overseas. All 140 men and women in the Guard unit had to work at least part of the day loading up for Saturday morning's departure. But for many of the soldiers, that meant the rest of the day could be spent at home with family.
We had Thanksgiving together, just to be together for the last time until I come back home.
No one can say when this Guard unit may be deployed to Saudi Arabia, but many of the soldiers believe it will be sometime between now and Christmas. This is a difficult time for the Army medics of the 145th and their families. And on this holiday, Channel 2's Denise Brewer met with one family trying to give thanks for what they have as they send their mom off to the unknown.
It looks like a typical Thanksgiving, a big family getting together to enjoy each other's company and give thanks. But for Carl Livingston and his children, something very important is missing. Linda Livingston can't make it to Thanksgiving dinner. She's been in the Army Reserves for almost 2 years, and she was called into active duty last week. It's not her first experience with the military. She was in the Marines for more than 3.5 years. There's a difference now. When she was in the Marines, she didn't have a family.
They cried. They were sad. They didn't want me to leave. My oldest, or some of them were a little angry, you know, the fact that I just had to go at all. Timothy said, "I told you you shouldn't have enlisted."
And tomorrow morning at 7, she's off to Fort Sill and then Saudi Arabia.
It was sad.
I think for the most part we'll do okay. We'll still have our hurts, you know, like I notice when I'm alone. That's when I feel the hurt or the sorrow that she's not going to be here for however long it may be to see the kids grow up.
But the Livingstons aren't alone.
Since his sisters live here in town, they are going to be sure that my family has a hot meal at least a couple times a week and come by the house once in a while and help with some cleaning.
And on this day of Thanksgiving, the family is pulling together and sharing what they have today and always will have.
I feel like that's the last day for my family. And it's strange not knowing, you know, when I might see them again. It's just going to be a special time, I guess, with them. A time that we'll remember.
I'm thankful that we're a strong country. We're still number one. And I'm free. I can have a Thanksgiving dinner.
Bye, Mom. Don't forget your dad.
Good kiss. I'll see you later.
Denise Brewer, Channel 2 News Nightcast.
This Saturday morning at 7 o'clock, the Livingstons will see their mother off in style as the Broken Arrow community throws a big send-off for the 145th Medical Company downtown on Main Street.
There was plenty to eat at the Salvation Army and other places which were catering to those less fortunate Tulsans. And there were plenty of volunteers to serve that food. Hundreds of people gave their time this Thanksgiving Day.
I'm glad I'm here. I would rather be here today than anywhere else.
These volunteers say there's no better way to show how thankful they are during the holiday season. Now, this no doubt must be quite a contrast to the Thanksgiving enjoyed by many Tulsans, serving the turkey dinner among family at home with the fine china. But Channel 2's Brad Rogers found another contrast at 2 exclusive establishments downtown for members only.
On the 9th floor of the Tulsa Club, members and their guests dined in elegance on this Thanksgiving Day. It was a feast to behold, superb cuisine, an Epicurean delight. While palates were pleased and patrons pampered in this luxurious setting, across downtown, dinner was served at another high-rise. Tulsa County jailers played host to 500 inmates with but a view of Tulsa from behind bars. Well, here we are at the 9th floor of the Tulsa County Courthouse. This is the kitchen of the county jail. Inmates right now are getting set to serve up some ham sandwiches for lunch, but then later on they're going to have a turkey dinner with mashed potatoes, green beans, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie.
We're going to just load them down on it, and they're going to get full off of it, and they're going to enjoy it and everything. With the food we serving and the taste of it, make them think that they're at home.
That may be pushing it a bit. Prisoners say they know the difference between jail food and home cooking.
I'd rather be at home with my family, my kids, but you gotta be here, you gotta be here.
I'd rather be at home than be here, but while I'm here, I'll make the best of it.
Got into some trouble, so now I'm paying for it. You know? Other than that, it's all right. It's gonna be all right. We're gonna make the best of it anyway. Now get your peaches over here. Slow down now. We ain't ready yet.
We followed Eric Boogie Smith and the other kitchen trustees as they serve lunch and spread cheer on Thanksgiving.
What's going on, man? Happy Thanksgiving, man. Doing all right? How y'all doing today, man? Day Thanksgiving. Y'all ain't gonna tell the old poor fella Happy Thanksgiving or nothing?
Jail can be a depressing place, especially on a holiday. And while many inmates weren't in a very thankful mood, some took this day and made the most of it.
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
At the Tulsa County Jail, Brad Rogers, Channel 2 News, Nightcast.
Coming up next on the Nightcast, President Bush spends the Thanksgiving holiday on the front lines in Saudi Arabia.
And a few hostages in Iraq are treated to Thanksgiving dinner by their captors. Those stories coming up next.
Right now, your Oklahoma Chevy dealers have one big value for a very small price. Come in now and get a Cavalier with air and cassette for only $86.97 with $500 cash back. That's less than $200 a month. And Cavalier's basic warranty covers you for more miles than Ford, Nissan, Honda, or Toyota. Plus, Cavalier gets a big 35 miles per gallon highway. The redesigned Cavalier, the #1 car in its class at your Oklahoma Chevy dealer. One big value, one very small price.
Get into the groove with the bits that fit. This Master Mechanic 19-piece screwdriver bit set from True Value Hardware stores gives you the versatility of Phillips, slotted, Torx bits, sockets, and more. See how often you use your power screwdriver when you have the Master Mechanic 19-piece bit set. In November, it's just $4.69 while supplies last at participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers.
Target Turkey Graham at 7 in the morning is our sale. At 7 in the morning is our sale. Specials end right at 11 and you will be in heaven when you save all kinds of money at our sale. Rustler Rigid Blue Jean $6.99.
A demonstration of why you should replace your factory outlet Earl.
It was a busy Thanksgiving day for President Bush. He and Mrs. Bush are in Cairo tonight, preparing for talks with Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak on the Gulf crisis. Earlier today, Mr. Bush and the First Lady went to the front lines in Saudi Arabia to share Thanksgiving dinner with American troops, and the President made them some promises.
No American will be kept in the Gulf a single day longer than necessary. But we won't pull punches. We're not here on some exercise. This is a real-world situation. And we're not walking away until our mission is done,
On 3 stops in the Saudi desert, President Bush praised America's soldiers and urged allies to remain strong against Iraq. Some of the soldiers that the president met today seemed to be growing a bit restless. As the president shook their hands, some GIs asked him when they were going home. One reservist says he is frustrated the president is not putting reservists on a rotating schedule. But most soldiers greeted Mr. Bush with great enthusiasm. He is the first U.S. president to visit the front line since President Nixon went to Vietnam in 1969.
Nearly half a world from home, a group of American hostages held in Iraq also sat down to a Thanksgiving dinner. The 12 hostages were brought to Baghdad from unidentified locations in Iraq. Iraqi officials joined the Americans for the meal, but there were no guards present. One of the hostages, Billy Rodebush of McAllister, says all the hostages should be free to spend the holiday with families. Other hostages echoed that message.
Today is a very sacred day for me, to be an American. Today is a day of celebration, and my family will not be celebrating today on account of me being here like I am now.
Iraq did release some hostages today, despite pleas and protests, but none of them were American.
It was also an emotional day for British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, who announced she is stepping down. Mrs. Thatcher greeted friends and foes in the British Parliament in one of her last sessions. She decided not to fight for control of the Conservative Party as she faced failing popularity. Cabinet officials had warned that she would likely lose to the former defense minister in Tuesday's election.
Tulsa police looking into a reported car accident may be dealing with an apparent homicide instead. Police were called to a North Tulsa address about 4 o'clock this morning. They found a car with the body of a 17-year-old black man inside. He was apparently shot in the head. Police say there was a gun in the car, but x-rays show the victim was shot by a different weapon. And college students and their parents may feel a little safer when they return to school after this Thanksgiving break. A new federal law requires all colleges and universities which receive federal aid to publish campus crime rates. Security officers at most Oklahoma schools say the new law won't mean any major differences in security programs already in place. Oklahoma State University, for example, already publishes its crime rate along with tips on how to prevent crime. Now other schools will start doing the same. That's giving prospective students and their parents a little more peace of mind.
Especially with a girl going, I think that's especially important, that we know about rapes or, muggings.
Pressure for a new federal law came from groups which thought some schools across the country were covering up crimes in order not to scare students away.
Okmulgee police are asking for help in identifying a man hit by a train early this morning. Police say the victim was an Indian male between 16 and 20 years of age. He is about 5 feet 6 inches tall with shoulder-length hair. He was taken to Okmulgee Memorial Hospital where he died. Anyone with information should call the Okmulgee Police Department. Well, Mother Nature certainly smiled on Oklahomans this holiday.
And meteorologist Gary Shore says more good weather's headed our way. His forecast is next.
Who could give you the hottest variety of used cars going? Talk about variety. Crown's got used cars priced from $2,500 for a fuel-efficient domestic all the way to first-class luxury imports. And with Crown's best price guarantee, you know you're getting the best deal going. Find a lower advertised price on any car, we'll beat it. Count on Crown to offer you top dollar for your trade-in.
The used car lot at Crown Auto World, 4444 South Sheridan.
Sometimes you get caught in the creek of higher prices. Beginning in December, alcoholic beverage prices are going up. In January, alcoholic beverage prices are going up again, a lot. New federal taxes and distillers' greed are the main reasons. This affects beer, wine, and liquor. Fred Parkhill has increased his inventory to the largest ever, about $1 million. Does that tell you anything? You have protection for a while. Fred Parkhill's Liquors and Wines, 51st and Lewis.
Are you ready for the biggest savings event of the year? Well, we are. This Friday morning at Walmart, save is a very big word. Friday morning from 7 to 10 a.m., you'll save on a wide selection of gifts, including some great gifts for the man in your life, like this men's crew neck sweater in a variety of colors for only $10 each. This Friday morning at Walmart from 7 to 10 a.m. You're gonna save, and we're gonna help you.
I bought my Ford truck because it's got all the power and payload I need, and it costs hundreds less than Chevy.
I got my Ford truck because it handles just like a car, with a really big trunk.
I needed a pickup that was durable and dependable. That's why I bought my Ford.
I bought my Ford truck because I got the very best price from my Oklahoma Country Ford dealer.
Your Ford truck? This is my Ford truck.
Ford trucks, the best never rest at your local Oklahoma Country Ford dealers.
You know, weather-wise, it was an extraordinary Thanksgiving Day.
It really was, except for a few folks in the southeast part of our viewing area where the clouds held in, but it'll clear out of there as well tomorrow, and it is going to be just gorgeous all across the area this weekend. We are working towards the warmest November on record. The average temperature so far this November, 57.2. The all-time warmest November was just 1/10 of a degree warmer than that, and we're coming into a real warm spell here over the weekend that will probably put us up in the top 5 warmest Novembers of record in Tulsa. Outside right now, you can see the clouds gradually clearing away. Some of them are still stubbornly hanging on in southeastern Oklahoma. All those clouds to the north of us are just real thin cirrus clouds, about 5 to 7 miles high, so they're not going to be blocking much sunshine. Let's take a look right now at what the dew point temperatures, the real humidity is like, because it's important tonight with dew points in the 40s and 50s hanging on in parts of east central Oklahoma and 50-degree dew points in Arkansas. And the temperatures dropping down as those clouds move out. Some dense fog will be developing, and that could be troublesome if you're traveling off towards the east. They already have some thick fog around Fayetteville and some of the other valleys of extreme east central Oklahoma. But the dry air is on the move and will come in and take over shortly. Tomorrow afternoon, it'll take over everywhere. Right now, you can see temperatures mostly in the 40s in eastern Oklahoma. This is the 10 o'clock readings. 39 up at Miami and Joplin. As cold as 34 out by Liberal, Kansas. And at the Tulsa airport, it now stands at 46 degrees. The dew point here is 39, so if we drop 7 more degrees, the humidity will reach 100%, and we could see some patchy fog in parts of the metro area, especially over the river valley in the morning. 76% humidity, light west winds at 3, and the barometer rising just a little bit now. And in Tulsa, our high today of 64 after a morning low of 42, 6.5 degrees above normal. And taking a look at what's going on across the nation in the last 24 hours. Here's yesterday evening and overnight as shower and thunderstorm activity bypasses us off to the south and east, but some of that activity did get back into southeastern Oklahoma. Let's look through that one more time because it kind of clears out, but then the clouds move back in with that second little wave, and now the clouds are leaving pretty much for good. Let's look at temperatures versus normal today. Very, very warm. The only spots that were slightly below normal are indicated in green, and they were just a couple degrees below normal in a few spots in Utah, and also in a couple of spots in the eastern part of New England and southeast Florida. Everybody else across the U.S. warmer than normal today. And take a look at the current readings in the 40s over our area. Arctic air staying up to the north. You can see the Arctic front pretty clearly defined in North Dakota. In the next 24 hours, Chinook winds, and that means a warm-up for us. As these dry westerly winds travel downslope, they warm up 5.5 degrees for every 1,000 feet they descend. And the jet stream pattern will hold this very mild pattern into place on through Sunday. In fact, even into Monday, it looks like a fast-moving clipper from the northwest will bring a change by Tuesday. Here's details on my forecast. Clear and chilly from Tulsa to the west and north tonight, but patchy fog forming off to our south and east. It could be rather dense. Clear and cold early in the morning, but then a fast warm-up. That sun will get to work and winds will start to pick up. Tomorrow afternoon, it'll be beautiful, sunny, dry, and warmer, a near-perfect day. Low temperatures tonight will range low 30s with heavy frost in the colder valleys, patchy fog in the south and east, 38 at Tulsa and Muskogee, the warm spots. Highs tomorrow will range from 62 at Miami to 69 in Tulsa. And on the 4-day prediction, look at this, 76 Saturday, 77 Sunday. Can you believe it? At the end of November, we'll be flirting with record highs there for a few days. And then Tuesday will be a little bit cooler. So enjoy, make the most of it. It should be just a fine Indian summer weekend.
And we get to use that pretty word again, Chinook.
Yes, several times this fall.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Gary. For a local man, this holiday meant giving thanks for the gift of literacy. It's something many of us take for granted, but there are thousands in our area who cannot read. Channel 2's Nightcast reporter Randy Garcia went to Manford today to visit Paul Spencer, who wants those who cannot read to know there is a second chance.
Thanksgiving at the Spencer home in Manford meant playing outside with Grandpa. Even the family pet was having a good time. Paul Spencer has much to be thankful for. 2.5 years ago, he could barely read at a second grade level.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. I know for me, it was the hardest thing I ever did was go down there and tell somebody I couldn't read.
This 50-year-old grandfather learned to read through the Tulsa City County Library's Literacy Volunteers of America program. Last Monday, he showed his appreciation for the program at a news conference. Being an adult new reader, Spencer was excited about 1,500 new reader books donated by lens crafters.
This literacy program has made this Thanksgiving, at least 100% better than the past Thanksgivings, because, you just get a little more self-confident with yourself, a little more at ease with yourself,
Spencer wants to encourage the nearly 50,000 people in our area who can't read to give the program a chance. Meanwhile, this grandfather attends Tulsa Junior College, working for his GED. One day, Spencer says he'll teach and give back to the program that's given him another reason to enjoy Thanksgiving. In Manford, Randy Garcia, Channel 2 News Nightcast.
Way to go, Paul. And I got some authors I want to talk to you about.
Yeah, and you know, the volunteers that make that program work, they are gems.
And the people who take advantage are gems.
2 good games in the NFL.
And one of the victories went to the Cowboys. Al Jerkins will tell you about it.
It's the diamond event of the year. Moody's fabulous 46th anniversary sale offers Tulsa's most dazzling collection of fine diamonds, gold and precious gemstone jewelry at 20, 30, 40, even 50% off regular prices. Dramatic reductions on every single item in every Moody's store. A cascade of breathtaking beauty, brilliant styles, and remarkable values. Buy on convenient terms. Layaway interest-free till Christmas. Don't miss Moody's fabulous 46th anniversary sale. Save up to 50% now at all 4 stores.
It's the funniest sports all week.
Don't, highlight, don't, highlight, highlight, don't, highlight, don't.
Catch the Highlight Zone Tuesday night at 6 and 10 on Channel 2.
If you have news or sports information, call the Newshawk hotline at 1-800-STAR-2. On United States Cellular phones, call Star Operator 2. Be a Channel 2 Newshawk.
This year, 4 Dodge vehicles have been recognized in the Motor Trend magazine Top 10 issue.
Leather jackets cost a lot?
No, we got them at Burlington Coat Factory.
Those raincoats, those designer coats, that fur, expensive?
No, we got them at Burlington.
Those are terrific jackets. Let me guess.
Right, saved on them all at Burlington.
So you saved on all these coats and jackets at Burlington Coat Factory?
Burlington has more of these at the lowest prices than anybody.
That's why they call it Burlington Coat Factory.
It's America's #1 place to save on coats.
Were you surprised at the Cowboys today?
Yeah, a little bit, but they always play the Redskins well, and they always play well on Thanksgiving Day. Dallas and Washington, the Cowboys, the traditional Thanksgiving host, and for the 4th time on Turkey Day, Dallas beats Washington. Troy Aikman on the roll here. He finds Michael Irvin at the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas, 10-0. That made all those from the home team a happy bunch. Yeah, even Jimmy Johnson, Troy Aikman having a laugh there. Later, up by 3 in the 4th. Watch the run by Emmitt Smith. He does not go down. Here's the clincher. He keeps on going for a 49-yard touchdown, and the Cowboys go on to win it final 27-17. There you see the records. Denver loses again. The final score, 40-27 to Detroit. Let's go to the Pontiac Silverdome and check the highlights here. What a great day for Barry Sanders. Here he takes the pitch. Here's a few of those 147 yards he had today. Now, last week, they were kind of complaining that he wasn't running the ball enough. Well, he ran the ball more in the first half than he did the entire ball game last week. Here he takes the screen pass and goes in. Terrible coverage by the Broncos. Final again, 40-27. All right, basketball. The Breakers at home to face Cedar Rapids, looking to go over the 500 mark, and they get the job done. Let's go to the highlight. Our sports photog, JT, what does he do on his day off? He goes to a basketball game. That a guy. You got to love it. Martin on the foul for the slam there, and then Martin will slam it here off the miss, the rebound. Another shot goes up, and it's not even close, and then Martin slams it home. David Rivers added a jump shot, and the Fast Breakers win it 111-94, the final score. Arkansas and Arizona in tomorrow night's NIT final at the Garden, and to get there, they beat Duke last night.
We're a team is like a time bomb. You know, we can be going along, and all of a sudden we can explode. That's the kind of team we've got. You know, we play in spurts, and the key is how many spurts can you get? And you spurt from your defensive end, and that's what we tried to do. And tonight I saw us at times that we needed it. Our defense took over and gave us the spurts that we needed in order to get control of the game.
And they have a big ball game tomorrow night against Arizona. One game tonight in college football. It was in South Carolina over West Virginia, 29-10. And OU quarterback Cale Gunny was named Big 8 Offensive Newcomer of the Year. He'll need a top performance tomorrow.
Tomorrow's matchup between Oklahoma and Nebraska should be a return to old-time football.
You know, to me, it's not basic football. I mean, this, you know, Nebraska, you know, they just play smash mouth football, and that's what we kind of been looking forward to, so it'll be a great game.
Nebraska gets no respect. They're 9-1, but ranked only 10th in the country. But you see, they have this defense.
You know, the Nebraska coaches feel like it's one of the best defenses they've had in a number of years. I think what this defense possesses that maybe some others lacked was great team speed. This team possesses great team speed.
That team speed translates into what some say is the best Cornhusker defense in 17 years. Oklahoma's not impressed.
From our standpoint, we think we'll have a chance to move the football on them.
There's no Big 8 title to play for, no national title hopes whatsoever. But the Sooners should still pull out all the stops.
We're gonna come out and run our offense. We're gonna come out and throw the football. We're gonna come out and run. You know, we got a couple tricks here and there.
Well, at first we started out playing for a national championship and Big 8 and all of this, but now all that has gone away, so now we're just playing for pride.
Gary Gibbs says a win tomorrow wouldn't mean that much down the road. That's debatable. Jeff Metters, Channel 2 Sports.
Yeah, I kind of believe that game would mean something carrying over for next year. I love rivalry games. I love Oklahoma, Nebraska. I love Ohio State and Michigan. I love those kind of games.
I love smash mouth football. Yeah. I grew up in Oklahoma, and that's what they play.
Yeah,
and it'll be fun.
It's fun to watch. I know, you get excited even though it doesn't mean a thing.
Thanks a lot, Al. Thanksgiving, a day for families.
And for one family, the day holds an extra special meaning. That story coming up.
As expected, a commercial for the 1991 Nissan Pathfinder. So you've got to expect us to show you it's got 4 doors. And you probably expect us to show you what Pathfinder's powerful engine can do. Whoa! And tell you its 4x4 can take you almost anywhere. But what you don't expect is we're not going to ask you to buy a Nissan Pathfinder. We're simply going to ask you to try a Nissan Pathfinder. Because once you've tried it, we expect you'll want to buy it. So why don't you try the most powerful imported vehicle in its class at your local Nissan dealer?
I always stock up at the drug warehouse before I visit the supermarket. They have lower prices and the best selection. This week at the Claremore grand opening, I found Norwegian Formula Neutrogena hand cream for my dry, chapped hands. Then I picked up a supply of Energizer batteries. Nothing lasts longer for my family. I even got Jason's prescription. Jason!
The Drug Warehouse. Savings by the sackful every day.
Are you ready for the biggest savings event of the year? Well, we are. This Friday morning at
Market fleet prices to the public. Dealers welcome. Dunges Brothers has cars and trucks starting at just $19.95. First come, first serve. Factory rebates, extra appraisers, on-the-spot financing. Ford Motor Credit representatives will be on hand to help you. 0 down, extended payment plans, first-time buyer programs, leases. We'll even pay off your credit cards up to $3,000. But this incredible sales event ends Saturday at 10 p.m. at Dunges Brothers Ford, 3400 South Sheridan.
When the Myers family gets together for a Thanksgiving reunion, it's an event rivaled by few, if any. Close to 300 descendants of a pioneering Oklahoma couple come from as far away as Hawaii and Australia to renew acquaintances and sit down to a traditional Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, they just decided to try to get everybody. We don't always. A lot of times there's someone that don't make it. This year we thought we'll just see how many we can get. We've got them from Australia to I don't know where.
At the base of this family tree are these 13 children of Robinson and Pearl Myers. Between them, they have the bragging rights to 48 grandchildren, 133 great-grandchildren, and 48 great-great-grandchildren.
And that is something
Wow.
to brag about, I'll guarantee you.
Yeah.
Well, our time is all up, you know, for Al and for Gary and for Karen and for everybody behind the scenes, for all of us. We hope it's been a great Thanksgiving.
We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
From Hollywood, The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon along with Doc Severinsen and the NBC Orchestra inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, 2 outstanding acts from the Cirque du Soleil, magician Dean Dill and drum master Louis Belson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
The Oklahoma Hall of Fame has 2 events coming up in Tulsa at the Chappelle Goodwin Gallery at 322 North Greenwood. A week from Sunday, it will present a blues concert, and the following week, a gospel concert. Love that music.
Oh, yeah.
And that's our news for this Thanksgiving evening. Thank you for joining us. For John and Mike, we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good evening.